Reunion Resort is home to 3 signature designs by legends of the game: Nicklaus, Palmer, Watson. The Palmer course is often referred to as the most fun challenge of the 3, with golfers routinely citing the design, saying that it's able to challenge players and require thought on every single shot without being overly penal. This is every hole at the Legacy course designed by Arnold Palmer at Reunion Resort. The first hole is an excellent demonstration in the movement and elevation changes consistent throughout the Arnold Palmer course, as you drop 30 feet from the tees to a firm, rolling fairway with 2 collection areas that most balls typically end up. No need to go driver, you'll probably run into water if you do. From here, it's likely a short iron or a wedge to a closely guarded green with water right and sand left, bottlenecking at the end of the fairway, meaning you gotta fly it here. Elevation and distance are the name of the game, as number 2 is a short par 3 that drops nearly 30 feet from the back tees, meaning shots have a tendency to release more than you think. The smart play here, take off 5 or 10 yards. Number 3 is a gettable par 5, but only from the right side of the fairway. From here, it's a clean look to a green that welcomes a draw shot shape. However, it will also accept a straight shot. Fades probably won't get you on the dance floor. If you do happen to end up on the left side of the fairway, the design of the hole is such that the further one goes down the fairway, the more restricted the player is for their second shot, caused by a tree that blocks the direct route to the green. The benefit of being on the right side of the fairway is such that it may be advisable to go 3-wood off the tee if it gives the player a better chance of being on this side of the fairway. However, also is true that if the player happens to miss left, the further you are, the worse you are off, making this one of the rare par 5s where it might be advisable to go less than driver off the tee. The fourth is a short par 4 and once again rewards finding the right side of the fairway, but the consequences for missing left aren't so dire. Being on the right side provides an unobstructed view and safer bailout area right, while missing left still allows for attacking the green. You just may have to do a little more math for your distances. On to number 5, which is a mid-length par 3 that doesn't present much of a challenge left and provides plenty of bailout area in that direction. The real hazard on this one comes if you miss right or short. If you find yourself at the bottom of that hill, you could find yourself needing a flop shot just to get on the dance floor. And we're on to number 6, which is a mid-length par 4 that looks a lot more tight off the tee than it actually plays. Any shot that goes left to right is generally going to end up a-okay here. You can go driver here off the tee, but if it goes straight or left into those bunkers, you're set up for nearly an impossible approach. So if you play a draw, 3-wood may be the play. The approach is going to be anywhere from 150 to 180 out to a 2-tiered green guarded by bunkers on 3 sides. The tiers place an emphasis on your putting game, because if you miss on the wrong level here, it's not a given that it's a 2-putt. Better to be short of the pin here putting up than long putting down that slope. Possibly the signature hole at the Palmer course at Reunion Resort, the short par 4 7th is drivable for those who can hit a draw. For those who can't, there's a generous bailout area just right. However, from the right side of the fairway, you are playing into the narrowest part of the green, meaning if you can't get that ball to spin, don't be surprised if it ends up in the rough, or even worse, one of the 2 bunkers on the other side. Next up is the 8th, a long par 4 that starts off left then doubles back right, and another strong contender for the most beautiful hole on the property. From the tee shot, it's a forest carry over water that never really comes into play. to a landing area populated with knobs and knolls that guarantee an uneven lie. Now, for the players who bomb their drive, they may find themselves with a flat lie if they manage to carry it to the plateau just beyond the fairway bunker on the right. From there, it's likely a mid or even a long iron to this elevated peninsula green that rejects anything that tries to run up to it. You have to carry the putting surface here. The 9th is a mid-length par 5 that doubles back towards Reunion Green and frames the property in the backdrop. The tee shot is a forced carry over a waste bunker that doesn't come into play, and depending on the drive distance, the player has one of two options. Either go for it in 2 with a shot shape that ideally goes left to right, or play the layup shot, which would be about 130 to 120 yards out. The one thing the player wants to avoid at all costs are the slaloms that start at about 180 and go until about 150 yards out from the green. If you wind up here, there's no telling where the ball could go off your club face. The green is guarded by a smattering of bunkers left and a magnificent bunker right that runs the length of the putting surface.